Alrighty folks, this is Amkzul and this is my first episode in my tutorial series concerning building. Today's episode will cover building types and stability using a concept structure. As I'm sure many of you know, there are three tiers of building. T1, which includes sandstone, T2, which includes stone brick foundations and insulated wooden foundations, and finally T3, which includes reinforced stone foundations and black ice reinforced wooden foundations. It is worth noting that T2 is respectively 5 times stronger than T1 and T3 is respectively 10 times stronger than T1. What you might not know starting out, though, is that each type within a tier has a warming or cooling effect. Wood will warm you up. As you can see, my temperature is getting warmer. And stone will cool you. As you can see, I'm getting cold again. Alright guys, now we're going to go ahead and discuss building pieces, starting with foundations. There are 4 different types of foundations: square, fence, wedge, and pillar. Alright, continuing on, there are 5 types of wall. You have your square walls, sloping walls, left and right, crenulated walls, and finally you have your fence walls. Noting that both the T3 fence walls and the crenulated walls will damage climbers. Alrighty, moving on from walls, there are 3 different types of roof tiles. There's wedge, inverted wedge, and the standard slope. Now it's also worth noting that the only one that you can climb up onto is the standard slope. The others you will just fall off of. Moving on, you got your standard stairs. There's not too much I can really talk about here about this until we get to stability. And finally, we have doors. There are 2 different types of doors in the Conan world. There is the standard door with 50,000 HP and the gate with 65,000, which does not make sense. Moving on from doors, we have ceilings. We have the square and we have the wedge ceilings. And that concludes the portion on building pieces, or the types of building pieces. Now we're going to go ahead and move on to stability. Over the next few moments, I'll be going over the basics of stability in the Conan world. Most of it will make sense, but there are a few oddities. For instance, all stairs use 25 stability, except for when stairs are attached parallel to a foundation. This is one of the few oddities I've found. Basically, when all is said and done, you may build 3 stairs up and 4 stairs down as a result of this. Ceilings are fairly straightforward. No matter what, you can only go 4 tiles out from the foundation type that is connected to the ground. Even when you place pillars or other foundations on ceilings, it will never ever add stability. For instance, a pillar that is on a ceiling tile that is at 80 stability will inherit the 80 stability and extend it to anything built on top of it, such as this tile right here. As a final note, it is also worth mentioning that no matter how you build a ceiling tile, it will always cost 20 points. An example of which being right here. Alright guys, the next thing I wanted to discuss was fence foundations. What makes these a bit unusual is they don't need a direct connection, unlike all other foundations, to the ground. They will actually extend stability from a ceiling tile. So you have a ceiling tile with 80, you'll end up with stability all the way down, infinitely, as far as you can go. Alright, next we're going to talk about roof tiles. They always use 25 points, and unlike the stairs, you cannot ever go more than 3 down. And finally we get to walls. Walls work very similarly to foundations. They use no stability and always extend their stability to anything built on them. They may be built infinitely directly up and only 1 tile down, despite losing 25 stability. Alright guys, I hope you found this tutorial interesting, and if you did, I would love it very much if you would hit the like and subscribe buttons respectively. And as always, if you have any comments about the video, feel free to comment below. Thanks.